Okay, so I'm going to talk to you about intermediate level double hauling, because quite often when you'll find that when an instructor teaches a double haul and then that's kind of it and then lets you go, and to me I really think that's where you start to really learn about fly casting. So there are two common faults that I see for distance casting in particular. It tends to show up. First fault is not fully straightening this arm, so that double haul seems to be like this. And the second fault is quite often I see is on the forward cast is to make the haul swinging from the shoulder and a little bit of forearm movement, as opposed to really generating the speed from straightening this elbow. So they're the two common faults. So let's deal with that. So the way I teach it is to really finish your haul with a straight arm. So really go to a straight arm. Now on the forward cast, I like to get this elbow up. Oh, sorry, on the back cast haul, I like to get that elbow up, and it's almost like it's karate. It's like chopping somebody's head off. Apparently it's not karate. I've talked to people about this. This is not a karate move, but it feels like it, okay? So elbow up, making that back cast haul, whack, to a fully straight arm. And then I turn in. Now what you commonly see is somebody bringing their hand all the way up here, but then you can see that this elbow is almost straight, so that then the forward cast haul is all from the shoulder. Now I can't move my shoulder anything like as quick as I can move straighten my elbow or flick my wrist. So just like we teach in distance in casting, that a cast starts from the foot and comes up through the body and then goes from the shoulder to the forearm to the wrist, it's exactly the same thing with a haul. It starts from the shoulder, gets to this elbow movement, and then finishes with a flick. Okay, that's where the speed comes from. There at the end of the haul. So the practice there is bang. I'll show it to you there. See how it goes straight. Let me get a bit more line off here. So I want you to really lengthen that to finish at a straight arm, and it should come past, this elbow should come in past the body and finish opposite. So when you finish your cast, depending on what style you've got, certainly in the forward, it's like the wings of an aeroplane, okay? It should be perfectly straight. Commonly you see down to here, even on the forward cast, so it's got to be away from the rod. I think about taking my hands as far apart, especially in that forward, as you can't get any further apart than that. Okay, so it's just straight up in here, keep the bend in the elbow as long as possible, and then whack. Same here, whack. Now the timing is, when you really accelerate this haul, the proper time is as the rod butt is passing the perpendicular. So that rod butt comes there, that's when I haul. Comes through, that's when I haul. And there is a practice drill you can do here. You can actually lay the line down, come forward slowly, and then whack. You can see that, whack. The same time that you apply the power with the wrist, this last movement, this wrist, that's when you haul in earnest. Now, so that's your distance haul. But of course, not all hauling is about distance. What hauling actually does is it directly increases your line speed. And so the faster we can haul, the faster the line is going to go, without depending on what we do here. This is almost in for the ride, I feel. This is where the speed comes from, is from the hand here. But even on a short cast, double hauling is useful. It can just tighten up the line, gives you a little bit more line speed. It's very nice if you want to be putting the fly underneath trees and into little tiny gaps. Now the way I teach this is it's a wrist haul. So one way is you can just flip your wrist like this. I've got two cameras here so I can run between the two. That's a wrist haul. But what I like to do, I like to twist the arm. So I twist this This is, on the back cast, this is going anti-clockwise. On the forward cast, it's going clockwise. And I can get a nice snappy movement just from this wrist movement here. So it's twist. Twist out for the back cast, twist in for the forward cast. Here. Okay? And I don't know how you do it, but I always haul around this thumb. I've tried different things, but that thumb is the best contact. And you want to feel the line. Feel the line with the hauling hand. Okay, it's a real tactile sensation. You know, it's not about what we're doing now with the rod hand. It's now thinking all about the line hand. When you're a good caster, timing, speed, it's all controlled with the hauling hand. Okay, so twist around the wrist. Now the drill I want to teach you is going from the short wristy haul to the long distance haul. Okay, so it's a gradual step. And so we're going to start off with a short length of line, and we're going to gradually increase carry, increasing the length of the haul. So start off with this little wristy haul here, you can see that? And then I'm going to gradually slip a little bit more line. This is just a casting drill, you wouldn't fish this way. Gradually fit a bit more drill. Now you can see I've still got the wristy haul, but I've moved the hand before I've made that snap. Okay? And then I'm going to increase here. And now you can see I'm going to the full arm stretch. So I'll show you that again. This is such a good drill. Just spent hours practicing this. Short length, just this wristy haul. Gradually increase speed. Gradually increase carry. And now we're straight. Okay. Back past the body, whack. Now this actually leads into another casting drill that I do, and it's been a great one, and it's also about how we change our technique according to the length of line that we carry. So for a short carry, I'm close stance accuracy technique. That means my casting foot, the foot that's on the side of the rod, is forward. Okay, so and my weight for this short cast, my weight is on this front foot. I'll get back to a short line carry here. So look, short carry, and of course we've got that little wristy haul here, and then I'm going to gradually increase carry. As I increase carry, I actually end up putting my weight on the back foot for this. Okay? Gradually increasing carry. Now it's getting to the kind of the comfortable length for this stroke, and you can see now my haul is come to this straight arm. Now I'm going to change stance and put my right foot back, and now I've got this weight transfer from the front foot to the back foot. This is your open stance distance stroke. Looks a lot like Steve Rajeff, right? And then you get to a certain point, if you've learnt it then, go into the 170. And increase carry again. Okay, so that's two drills here. So I'll show you that one again. That's a really good practice drill. It incorporates the three main styles: close stance accuracy, open stance distance, and if you learn it, then the 170 style, which is kind of a distance style, but it's got lots of practical uses when fishing. It's a completely separate video, I think that will be. So start with a short carry here. What's going on here? There you go, while I'm talking to you, the snakehead has come along, tied a knot in my leader. Look at that. Son of a bitch. There we go. Alright, so right foot forward, weight on the right front foot. Narrow stroke, narrow arc. In fact, this cast actually starts here, just with this wrist. And we gradually bring in the right body movement, lifting the elbow. I've done this drill before, okay? But I now want you to think about looking at what the haul is doing, okay? Just little hauls. Now I'm going to change. I'll put my weight on the back foot here, so I increase that carry. Now notice how the haul is straight arm. And it's not over here. It's keeping more over this side. I then change stance into my open stance distance, like Rajef. Gradually increase, and then for those of you who've learned it, open up. Okay? And look, I just want you to have one look at the timing of the haul when I do that 170, okay? Look when it really begins. It begins, let's get this back, it begins now. 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 It's late. There. There. Okay? That is the timing that you use for distance casting and or for taking fast shots. Okay. So, key points on this. You've got the advantage, you can go back through this and watch it, but the key points for me is to make sure that when you're starting to use your distance haul is to finish with a straight arm and try to finish with a real crisp oof, little flick at the end, bang, bang, okay? And it should go opposite the direction that your rod is going. So the back cast should go forward, the forward cast it should come back past the body. You want to finish here on the distance, okay? And at some point it's really good form to get that elbow up, to you go forward from that. You can actually sight. I use that to point at my target. If I've got that stump there, I point the thumb at that target. So that really gets it in front of my face there. That's my target, bang. And on the back cast, from the target, come back right past the body like the wings of an aeroplane, okay? And then, once you've got that in for the timing, come back to a very short carry, maybe just like 3-4 meters of line. That's about 10-12 feet of line, and or 10-14 feet, and then just make these wrist flicks and just turn it away. So you're going to go anti-clockwise here on the back cast and clockwise on the forward. So yeah, just in here, or you can just use your wrist backwards and forwards if you want. So I like that twist. And then as you increase the carry, make a bit of movement and then do the same thing. Bang. And just finishing there with that little flick at the end. I'm just going to switch over to my stroke stance. Trying to get the line off my toes. And then keep going, and then bang, get more movement, whack. It's not great in the boat because you wouldn't be doing this in the boat because it'll rock the boat too much. But anyway, there and then over. There you go, I hope that's useful. So look, that's if you've learned the double haul. If you haven't learned the double haul, go to sexyloops.com/flycast, all one word, FLYCAST, and there's a drop down menu there, and look up double hauling. I use a triangle method to teach it. And if you haven't learned the double haul, you probably want to go through all the videos that lead up to that. Probably about 13 videos before that. And it will sort out your back cast, because you need to have a tight loop on your back cast in order to shoot line, in order to do the up movement of the double haul. But there's about 3.5 hours of content there. I'll post a few links at the bottom of this. I'm actually going to put this in that page, and you'll find there's loads and loads of content there. And if you've got any questions, well, you can ping me a message, or the better way is you can join the Sexy Loops board. We've got a discussion forum there. There's hundreds of instructors on there. No question is too simple. Come in there. There's no dumb questions. Get in there and ask a few questions, and we'll really help. I also do Zoom teaching. I'm kind of winding that down now because I'm a fishing guide, and I spend most of my time hosting trips, and that's a lot more fun for me. But with this pandemic and whatever, I have been doing Zoom lessons, and it is still possible to get me doing these up until Christmas. So if you're interested in that, hit me an email, but you don't have to. You can just practice and learn from this. Video yourself, put that video up, send it to the Sexy Loops board, whatever. But anyway, there's lots of links here. Good luck.